Hey flappers, welcome back. A lot of you really liked my homemade DM screen video, so I thought I'd make a video to show you how to make your own spell cards. The materials are simple and relatively cheap compared to trying to buy all of the spellbook cards from Wizards of the Coast. So let's get right into it. First, let's talk materials. You're gonna need access to Google Drive, a functional printer, a glue stick. I have Elmer's washable school glue stick, kind of hunky and chunky. You're also gonna need some scissors, and cards. And if you're anything like me, you have some of these lying around. I got this idea from looking at some stacks and stacks and stacks that I had of valueless playing cards from different TCGs, and I thought, what can I do with those? These spell cards cost so much from Wizards of the Coast that I figured, why not just try and make my own, just with simple paper, glue, and some of the cards that I have laying around. Most collectors will have these around. If not, sometimes you can get your local game shop to just give you a big old stack of any of these card games, just commons that are pretty much valueless and nobody will buy from them. Most of them just throw them in the dumpster, I would think. If not, they'll make you pay $1 for like 200 commons. I think you can probably get these pretty cheap though. We'll get to assembly in a few, but first let's start up Google Drive and open up a slides page. Now I really like using slides for this sort of thing because it allows you a lot of free movement, but also like some very cool tools, and you don't have to have an intricate knowledge of something like Photoshop to do this. First of all, you're gonna wanna get rid of the junk on the page. This stuff, get rid of that. And then go to File, Page, Setup, and then you're gonna wanna click on Custom. It's gonna be on, I think, widescreen to start. You go down to Custom, you put it at 8.5 by 11 inches. Make sure that it's in inches. That's really important because that's the size of the paper that most people have in their printers. Go ahead and go onto a website that sells cards, like TCG Player is what I use. I just took the first card that I saw, which was a Pokemon card, copy the image, put it into a slides panel. If a Pokemon card was this size, it would be like this. So the sizing needs to change for these Pokemon cards. The way that I did this was I went over into the corner, brought the card into the corner. The size for these cards is gonna be 2.48 or a little bit less than 2.5 by 3.46. Just look at these little rulers at the top here. And then when you click on this, hold down Shift, bring the card in, and look at that top one. It's at 2.5 right now. I'm just gonna lower it a little bit less than 2.5. We don't wanna go over the size of the actual cards. When you're looking at these cards, you don't want the paper to be bigger than these. You want it to be smaller, such that you just see a little tiny bit of the rim around the edge. So now that we have the sizing correct, we just need to make a little box that is exactly the same size as this card. Go ahead and go to the shapes. There is a rounded rectangle shape. Click on the edge, try and size it exactly widthwise. You can drag it down afterwards. Lengthwise. It doesn't have to be perfect right off the bat. Now there is this little yellow dot in the upper left hand corner. Just click on that and drag it out so that your curve here matches the little yellow circle or semicircle that has created the corner of this card. That way we are fully covering the card, and now we have the perfect square. So we go down and we make 9 of these. This is like a little template basically. I would put the spell name here, and then I would put the school and the cast time and the range and the duration and the spell description all on this card. It should print out to pretty much exactly correct. It should leave a little bit of room such that all of the lines will print nicely onto the paper. To show you the finished product, it looks a little bit something like this. And basically you'll have a bunch of these, and then you can choose whatever you want to have on the backs of the cards. It's readable, at least for me. I have really good eyesight, so I make the printability small. If you can't fit all of the text for your spell in the size that you want it, print a second side and do it on the back as well. Now I printed a few of these out. All we have to do is assemble them. Pick what you'd like to have on the back of each spell. I'd just pick Pokemon energies because I had a bunch of these just lying around. I would probably end up using magic cards just because I think they look the nicest. We'll do this assembly in time-lapse mode so that you guys don't have to watch me sit here and cut things out for too long. But now's a really good time to like the video so that this soothing time-lapse can really reach the minds of those in turmoil. Thanks for liking. Okay, here we go. All right, how was that? Look, I wanted to make this available to you guys in any way that I could. So what I did was basically I took the spells out of it so that D&D couldn't come after me. This template that I made, this one here that you're seeing on the screen, this is available on my Patreon. So you can go over and subscribe. Please subscribe and support the channel so that I can keep making helpful videos like this. If not, just subscribe, grab it, pay once and unsubscribe. It's easy and there's no hard feelings for that. This entire stack plus all of the stuff that I printed plus, I don't know, I could probably make a whole bunch of these for less than $1 plus ink. It's not the quickest thing in the world, but you get a really good sense of accomplishment afterwards, and you can even, I put a Grookey on the back of one of these, which actually is pretty friggin' cool. It's a cool thing that you can do for your campaigns that's really simple and really cheap. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.